This protest is still very peaceful, but this part wasn't planned. You can see they've formed a human chain, arm in arm, right here to stop the crowd from continuing to push police back. We saw people jumping to safety and helping each other by pushing the people close to them against the median to get out of the way. It all happened so fast, some children were separated from their families in the chaos. When crews led us through those barriers, we were expecting a lot of flooding, but I don't think we were expecting anything like this. Take a look at this lake. This is Highway 20 leading into Skiatook. This just goes to show that you don't have to have everything planned out to make a big difference. This church, things started rolling pretty fast. They figured out that there wasn't a warming center in their community. They thought, we have the space, let's do it. They start getting businesses involved, their congregation involved. More than a dozen businesses start making donations. People start donating online. Subway got involved. These sandwiches are for them. I love that little handwriting. Ham, turkey, it reminds me when I was a kid. To be really careful about what I show you right now, just because as the special operations team works, we don't want the suspect inside to know what they're doing. So I've got to stay put right here. I can't show you around the scene. This is what 139,000 gallons of water a second looks like. And by the end of the night, this dam will be releasing even more than that. I was trying to get enough together to make a snowball and hit photographer Michael Woods, honestly. And it's too dry. It won't stick together for long enough, which is actually better for the road. Well, Brian, we're on Greenwood right now. Right underneath us are the words Black Lives Matter. In yellow letters, these are the words that activists painted overnight. We are on Greenwood at this point, hundreds and hundreds of people, protesters who came all the way from downtown outside the BOK and are now on Greenwood, flooding Greenwood, headed under the bridge, right in front of the historic Vernon AME Church, which is lit up with the words Black Lives Matter on the sides.
Hey, you there! I'm trying to figure out what to do with these two little tykes.
Welcome to your Halloween house of horrors.
Usually it's my mind and imagination just goes wild.
I'm looking for someone to play hide and seek with.
Weirdly enough, this is all for kids. And created by this guy. How tall is that thing?
16 feet. Go big or go home.
Corey Stead. But people here in Glenpool know him as the Halloween guy.
Last year I had a mom and she had two kids in wheelchairs. They're disabled and every day they drove by here and they loved it. And so that right there is enough for me for what I do in the yard.
His story is a unique one. In 2013, Corey was medically discharged from the Army. PTSD kicked in pretty badly, and he needed a healthy escape. He wanted to help his community. He loves Halloween and has a bit of a sick and twisted sense of humor. This is all starting to make sense now, isn't it?
I've done my time, I've done my service overseas and everything, and now I'm serving still, but here on the state side, serving the kids and everything and bringing joy and everything to their life.
This year, Corey partnered with Broken Arrow Blue Star Mothers.
We're all mothers of sons or daughters who are either currently serving or have served. We pack and ship boxes every month to troops who are deployed overseas.
He's asking people who come to see his house to bring a donation. This place is creepy, yes, but we all have to find our own way of making life a little bit better for each other. This is how Corey does it. Come one, come all. Halloween night is here. Sawyer Buccy, Oklahoma Zone, News on 6. June 20th, 2020.
The wheels are down at Tulsa International Airport.
Was an unforgettable day in Tulsa's history.
President Trump has now arrived.
The streets of downtown Tulsa were packed with thousands of people. June 20th, 2020.
So just look at me, smile.
In the middle of the crowds of downtown.
Yep, like that.
Was also a day Christopher and Jennifer Mangiamelli will never forget.
In the middle of everything that's going on, you know, here we are.
Saturday was their wedding day.
Nothing's gonna stop us from getting married.
And he means it. Nothing. Not a global pandemic. Not a campaign rally. Not protests and rallies downtown.
We've had it planned for 18 months. And it seemed like one obstacle just kept popping up as soon as we got past another one. We just kind of came to a point where we were like, you know what? No matter what it is, we're still going to go forward with it.
Here's the deal. The streets of downtown might have been filled with thousands of people, but this is where Christopher and Jennifer's story began.
Tulsa is where I met my fiance.
So they took their wedding photos, sharing the sidewalk with police, National Guardsmen, Secret Service, rally-goers, and protesters, then stepped into the Holy Family Cathedral and got married.
I kind of like the fact all this is going on because it's a story I can tell my children when I get older, and anybody that asks how I got married, I can tell them everything that happened, and here we are.
Sawyer Buccy, Oklahoma's own. News on 6. After more than 72 hours of searching, the manhunt that shut down a state park has come to an end. Petitions over both medical and recreational marijuana are now circulating across the state. The center of the universe today for Democratic presidential candidates. They're on hand for the state's Democratic convention. The goal? To convince voters they're the ones who can beat Trump in 2020. Well, we're seeing above average temperatures for January on our Osage Casino Skycam network, but this could lead to some fire dangers later on in the week. Kendall Smith will tell us what else we can expect coming up. But first, high schools across Green Country kick off the robotics competition season. After the break, how this competition is changing lives.